All right, we got Bitcoin coming in 29,114. If this isn't boring, I don't know what is. This is the final stages of that bear market, and I do foresee that we are going to see some extreme volatility over the next couple months. I wouldn't, like, in a nutshell, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin goes back down to $25,000. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin pumps up to $40,000. We're going to be volatile. This is the last phase of that bear market going into the bull market where people get so bored they get flushed out. And I do expect one more capitulation dump where the last straw of people that have been hanging on to their coins for the last 2 years, they're going to be like, oh, I can't take it anymore, and they're going to get out. Whether that dump is just down to 28,000, 27,000, hey, maybe we don't even dump at all. But I do expect that we're going to see a lot of craziness in the next couple months leading up to that happening. XRP back down to 61 cents, pretty much losing all of its gains. I made a video a couple weeks ago. I said, if you're not selling XRP at 70 cents, you're absolutely crazy, because XRP, I'm a big follower in history. XRP throughout history, it has always had dumps. Even 3 years ago when I was in XRP, when it went from like 30 cents to 60 cents, then back down to 30 cents, it only pumps off news, not fundamentals. And anytime something pumps off news, it doesn't matter what coin it is. If it's a news pump, it always dumps. And it does look like XRP is going back down to probably where it was, before July. This is why XRP is losing all of its July gains. Last month, XRP experienced a remarkable surge, soaring approximately 90% following Ripple's notable legal victory against the SEC Securities and Exchange Commission. The crypto token price escalated to new heights, bringing excitement to investors. However, the tides have turned since then, with XRP plunging into a steep downward trajectory, erasing almost half of those gains. I do expect XRP to erase almost all of those gains. And that's and only because history, the one reason I'm in crypto right now is because of the halvening. I know every 3 or 4 years we have the halvening and things pump. Okay, history. History is what I'm following. History doesn't always repeat, but it pretty much always rhymes. XRP always pumps off news and then dumps. Everybody thought XRP was going to hit $1, and I was, of course, telling you guys XRP is not hitting $1. I think I even made a video saying if you don't sell XRP at 70 cents, even if XRP pumps up to $10, you're an idiot, because XRP, odds are 90% chance it's losing all of its gains. I don't like XRP. It's a pump and dumper. I don't like the founders of XRP. They gifted themselves billions of dollars of XRP. They're one of the reasons XRP didn't pump the last bull market, not just because of the SEC litigation, but because the founders, Brad Garlinghouse and all the other guys, they were dumping. They were selling XRP to fund their Ripple operations, and they were selling XRP to cash out. So they were dumping on you while they were getting rich, essentially. You guys were getting poor, they were getting rich. Two factors behind XRP's price retracement. Notably, Van D. Pope listed 2 reasons that are driving XRP's recent downswing. In particular, the expert noted that with the July spike, XRP investors finally got the chance to get out. And I think that's also true. A lot of people got out. I know one person in particular who sold all his XRP a few weeks ago at a loss. I think his average buy of XRP was like 90 cents, 80 cents, something like that. He completely got out and got into something else. I think he bought Cardano, a friend of mine. So a lot of people took this opportunity with XRP pumping to get out of it. It's a shit coin. I'm sorry. Yes, during the bull market, it'll probably pump to $2 or $3 like everything else, but it is a shit coin. So in other words, cryptocurrency investors have seized the opportunity to take profits and sell their XRP, holding at a new high as Ripple's never-ending legal battle against the SEC and the 2022 crypto winter continues to weigh the token's price. Yeah, it's just not looking too good for XRP. Most people are predicting it's probably going to go back down to 54 or possibly even 46. I'm thinking probably lower 50s. I think we'll probably go down to the lower 50s, probably hang out there for a while, and then when everything gets bullish, XRP will start pumping again. But folks, there's so many better projects you could be in other than XRP. Like, I think XRP might get a high of like $2 or something like that in the next bull market, when you can get into Cardano right now at 30 cents, and I think Cardano would be between $5 and $10. So like, I don't get the fascination with XRP. That's all. All right, we've been talking about Hex a lot lately. Hex is back up to 5 cents. almost up to 6 cents earlier. Hex is pretty much bottomed out from where it's going to be. I don't think it's going to dump any farther. Like I told you guys, a lot of people were talking about selling Hex at 4 cents or whatever it was last week. I said it's absolutely ridiculous. Richard Hart's going to fight this. There's no question that Hex is probably going to pump in the bull market, and I stand by that. Sure, it could still all go to zero. Hex is very, very risky, but Richard Hart did do a response video, and I'm going to play a little bit of it right here.
Global regulation with the SEC. God. Hey man, did you know the SEC said that EOS was an unregistered security? And did you know that EOS settled with the SEC for $27 million and got an exemption from the SEC to continue doing business? And you can buy and use EOS today. So is there any record of the SEC taking down a functioning chain by calling it a security? I mean, they even said Filecoin was a security, didn't they? Filecoin's functioning. So this parade of imaginary horrors crap that I hear, it bothers me. Now, if you want to talk about, and I don't know why you do, but apparently you do, what is sufficiently decentralized? If what you have is sufficiently decentralized and people don't put money into a common pool with the expectation of profit solely from the work of others, and there is no essential managerial or entrepreneurial effort, you don't have a security. Oh, and then fun fact, because you seem like a hater, I like it when I hear people say things like, SEC is going to lock people up. The SEC is not a criminal enforcement agency and cannot lock you up and does not have agents to kick in your door and lock you up. They are not the Department of Justice. The most they can do is file civil lawsuits and or refer things to the Department of Justice so that they can do their job. So that's a little bit of education for you. Furthermore, the vast majority of human behaviors are not regulated by the SEC. You have a problem with your employer? Not the SEC. You bought a work from home business opportunity? Not the SEC. You know, your boyfriend slapped your little hater mouth too hard, made your eyes tear up? Not the SEC. So why people have these fan fiction fantasies of like, so I respect what the SEC does. They want to stop people from getting scammed. I love that, you know, and I hope that they do a wonderful job at stopping people from getting scammed. I'm out here working hard to achieve what the SEC is trying to achieve. The SEC wants people to stop getting scammed. I want people to stop getting scammed. Here's the difference between us. I see people losing hundreds of thousands of dollars to scams on YouTube every day. And I do everything I can to try and educate people to stop falling for that. I don't see the SEC doing that. So in that area, I am doing more to stop scams than the SEC is.
I'm not going to play the whole thing. You guys can watch it. But I do love Richard Hart. I don't even care. If he took a lot of investor money and bought himself cars with it, that's on him. And of course, that will eventually hurt the Hex price if he gets charged by the DOJ. But he makes a valid point here. Every coin that the SEC has essentially gone after over the years, most of them just pay it out. Look at EOS, for example. SEC came out and said EOS was a security. EOS settled, paid $20 million. Now they're registered with the SEC and they still exist. So a lot of coins, every coin pretty much, that the SEC comes after, you know, eventually they just end up paying it out. If they can pay it out, they pay it out and the coin continues. Now, Richard Hart, you also have other allegations in there as well. But as of right now, this is an SEC matter. SEC is not a criminal investigation organization. So all they can essentially do is fine Richard Hart, and that's all they're going to do. I like that Richard Hart made a response. I can tell he's going to fight this. I was a little bit afraid at first that Richard Hart might just ignore the whole thing because he's been very, very quiet over the last couple months, but it doesn't look like that's what he's going to do. It looks like he's actually going to fight it. I think Hex price is pretty much bottomed out, like I said. Maybe it'll go a little bit lower if Bitcoin dumps, but I look at this as a buying opportunity for Hex. I'm not buying any more Hex. I have enough Hex. It's a risky play, but Mark this video. Richard Hart is going to be fighting this tooth and nail, and I think we're going to see. I still wouldn't be surprised if we see 20, 30x for Hex going into the bull market next year. So I know a lot of people were on my comments when Hex got sued, saying it was the end. You know, you're promoting a scam. It's all over. It's not all over, guys. This is an SEC investigation. There's nothing criminal yet, and Richard Hart's going to fight it. And Richard Hart, back to his old ways. He's fighting it. I love his style. You know, I've always said with Hex, you put a couple $100s into it and you see what happens, and that's all I did, and that's all I recommended people do. Put a couple $100s into it, a very small percentage of your portfolio, because it's going to be 100x, and I stand by that. All right, that's the Richard Hart news for today. Cardano, I've been talking about Cardano for a while, that their transactions have been going up over the last year. Here's an article that just came out. It was actually on CoinDesk and Cointelegraph. Cardano blockchain transactions jumped 49% last quarter as Cardano sentiment grew. Blockchain load, a measure of how data is contained in blocks over a certain period, rose to 50% in the second quarter from under 40% in the first. It peaked at 81% in May. Cardano transactions rose as several upgrades went live earlier this year, attracting both users and developers to the network. Such metrics usually precede an increase in token price as they indicate growing damage and usage. I'm not going to read this whole article, but like I've always been saying, guys, you want to be in projects that are developing in the bear market. All these increased transactions with the Cardano, all the new upgrades coming out, everything that's going on with Cardano, that is going to manifest itself in the bull market. Nothing happens in the bear market. I know it sucks. You know, Cardano's probably not going to do anything until Bitcoin, you know, gets near the halving or after the halving. Of course, Bitcoin's going to pump first, then your altcoins. But everything that's happening right now, you have to look at the building. You know, it's kind of like building a building, and they build the shell first, and they build the inside, then they kind of put the siding on the outside. Right now, they're building the inside. You look at this building, you look at the Cardano building from the outside, and you're just kind of like, oh, it looks like a shell of a building. But inside, they're putting in granite. They're putting in Moen faucets. You know, they're putting in gold-plated, backstops. You know, they're putting in the highest quality of everything. And then towards the end, they start building the outside, and that's when everything comes together. That's what's going on with Cardano. You have to be able to see past the bullshit. You have to be able to see past the lacking price action, which is essentially every altcoin right now has lacking price action. Let's be honest with you. So with Cardano, I stick by it. It's still my number one holding between Cardano and Theta. I don't remember which one I have more of. I really can't remember at this point. But I think, you know, as far as my major holdings, I think I have, let me think about it. I got Cardano is my major one, Theta is my major one, Litecoin, and a bunch of metaverse coins, a little bit of Bitcoin, stuff like that. I really do still think Cardano is going to outperform everything. I think Cardano is a solid 20 to 30x going into the depths of the next bull market. And I think it's going to outperform almost everything, just like it did last time. So we'll see what happens, but you can't ignore what's going on behind the scenes with Cardano. Also, you know, I've been talking about VeChain a lot lately. Here's an article I found. Don't miss out on these 10x coins, and you got VeChain in there. VeChain has recently displayed a sideways movement, mirroring the stability seen in the Bitcoin markets as dominance increases. Many altcoins, including VeChain, are witnessing selling pressure. Despite this, analysts believe that VeChain's lack of volatility may soon be disrupted by a substantial move soon. You have to remember, folks, Coinbase, you know, a lot of people are complaining. You know, Coinbase came out like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I forget when it was. They said they're going to list a VeChain. They haven't listed it yet. Folks, this is so big for VeChain. You know, VeChain last bull market got up to 27 cents. It went from like a quarter of a penny to 27 cents. It was actually one of my biggest gainers last bull market. Unfortunately, I only had a little bit of VeChain, so I didn't like, you know. If I had the amount of VeChain as I did Cardano, I'd be retired right now. VeChain did crazy, but that was when it was only listed on Chinese exchanges and Binance.us, things like that. Coinbase will be listing VeChain within the next couple months. The way Coinbase does things is they don't like when people can pump and dump and manipulate behind the scenes. So they'll tell you, oh, we're going to list VeChain or whatever coin they're going to list, and then within the next 6 months they list it. That way nobody can predict when they're going to list it. And a lot of times people will forget about it. So Coinbase will come out and say, okay, we're going to be listing VeChain at some point soon. Then 3 or 4 months later, the hype has gone down. Nobody even thinks about it anymore. And then all of a sudden, one day, boom, you just see an announcement from Coinbase. We're listing VeChain. That's what they did with Cardano and pretty much every other altcoin that they've listed. So once you have to understand, going into this bull market where we are going to have VeChain on Coinbase, that is so freaking big. It's like, wow, crazy. Almost like when Binance.us listed Theta, I said, going into the next bull market, which is this time, that's going to really help Theta. This is really going to help VeChain. VeChain's a lower cap coin. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 70-cent VeChain, 80-cent VeChain, possibly even $1 VeChain. So I do hold a lot of VeChain. I just said Cardano might be my biggest holder. Cardano, as far as my higher cap altcoins, I think will be my biggest gainer. But as far as my lower cap altcoins that are a little bit more risky, but they have more potential, I think it's VeChain. In fact, if somebody came up to me right now and they said, not financial advice, if somebody said, I got $2,000 to put in crypto, I got to put it in a crypto, I don't know what to put it in, I'd be like, you know what? Put it in VeChain, because you could lose all the money because VeChain's more risky, but VeChain could be a 50x. You can put in Cardano, make 20x, but that's not going to be life-changing money. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in VeChain right now could be life-changing money. But VeChain, of course, a little bit more risky than your higher cap altcoins. As with any crypto, I always say it, they can all go to zero. Crypto can end at any moment. But VeChain's been a top performer for me and a lot of other people for the last, 5 or 6 years. All right, Bitcoin, 29,111. We've been here for the last, months and months and months. It's very boring. I was even debating whether I was going to make a video today. The only reason I even made a video today was because Richard Hart made a video, and that really motivated me. But, altcoins are kind of just chilling out where they've been. XRP is losing all of its gains, just like I told you guys it would. Litecoin back down to $82. Like I said Litecoin. If Bitcoin dumps, Litecoin's probably gonna go down to $75. We haven't gone under $80 yet. If Litecoin hits $75, I'll probably pick up some more. Cardano's still hanging out at 29 cents. So Cardano has quite literally been at the same spot for a year. So many people are going to get flushed out of Cardano, which I call the dumb money, because Cardano hasn't done anything. And then when it explodes, they're going to be caught with their pants down. It happens every bull market. It happened to me last bull market where I had to buy back into Cardano because it wasn't doing anything. And I lost a lot of money buying back into Cardano. The best thing you guys can do in crypto is hold, buy the dips, hold, and don't trade. All right, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.